Good Monday morning. Oh, how I praise the Lord for another day to serve Him. It's early. I've got some appointments today and headed to a conference here in Virginia today and then Tuesday and Wednesday morning. And I wanted to come spend some time with you today. My Bible is open to Psalm 65. Would you join me there? Psalm 65. While you're turning there, I trust you had a good weekend. Trust you're able to be in the house of the Lord and worship with the people of God. We had a good day yesterday, some great discussion in our Sunday school hour in our class, and then morning service, good singing. Oh boy, just encouraged my heart so much. And then we focused there in Hosea chapter 4. The Lord has a controversy against the inhabitants of the land. You know, Hosea wrote that to Israel. Also, he warned Judah. But I believe God also has a controversy with America, and especially the American church. And the video from that service is posted on our website and on our Facebook page and our YouTube and Vimeo. I trust that you'll take an opportunity to watch that and consider the burden that I believe the Lord placed upon my heart. The only hope for America is God. It's not political, it's not financial, it's not educational, it's not social. It is God. It's a spiritual problem. And I believe it's time for God's people to get back to serious business with God. Serious time in the Bible. Some serious time of prayer. Setting aside some time for fasting and praying. Time for greater witness and sharing the gospel of Christ. We have been given the word of reconciliation. We have the ministry of reconciliation. We are to be ambassadors for Christ. And that is the answer. The revival of God's people in the churches across this land. And then the result of such a revival will be the evangelistic outreach, the awakening in the heart of the unsaved. Everything seems to be upside down. But God is still on the throne. I don't say that to discourage you. Matter of fact, I told our people yesterday, don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Keep on. Continue thou in the things that thou hast learned, Paul said to Timothy. It's still true for you and me today. How about some words of worship, encouragement in who God is here in Psalm 65. What an incredible psalm. Praise and profound reverence are found in this chapter. A hopeful, confident, enthusiastic response to God's goodness and God's greatness is what I have written in my Bible here. Notice the attributes of God here about His abundant provisions. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion. And unto thee shall the vow be performed. What does he mean? Praise waiteth for thee. Praise is silent to thee in profound reverence. Praise is not some out of control mumbo jumbo. Praise is a reverential submission to God and just glorifying Him and magnifying Him and exalting Him, understanding who He is. Profound reverence. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. God is our hearer. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. God is our forgiver. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. God is our satisfier. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us. That word terrible is the Hebrew word that means awe-inspiring. O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of them that are afar off upon the sea. God is our prayer answerer. God is our salvation. God is our deliverer. God is our source of confidence. It's not self-confidence. It's God confidence. Verse 6, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power. God is my strength. God is my all-powerful one, who stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of the waves, and the tumult of the people. God is our source of calm. Are there some storms that are raging in your life? God is the source of calm. Oh, look to him, trust in him, rest in him. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoing of the morning and the evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. God pays attention, and God provides. There's some out there who say, well, if there is a God, he really doesn't care about us. Oh, my friend, he cares intimately about every detail of our lives. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. God is our generous one. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. God is our provider. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. God is our source of abundant blessing. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. I put here in the margin of my Bible, we see the mighty power of the Creator here. We see the goodness of God's provision. You know, the best gift, however, is closeness to God. He talks about being in his presence. Oh, the giver is greater than the gifts. We rejoice in the blessings, but rejoice more in the blesser, God himself. Seek his presence. That's what I got from that psalm this morning. I trust it'll be a blessing to you as you meditate on it. I've got some words of wisdom in Proverbs chapter 5. A chapter of encouragement, a chapter of warning. My son, attend unto my wisdom and bow down thine ear to my understanding. And here's one of the reasons: that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. And then he gives a warning about the strange woman. He gives a warning and encouragement about purity. He gives a praise to marital joy and rejoicing in the wife that God has given you. Oh, men, let's be careful to make sure that we elevate our wives in the way that God instructs us to, loving her as Christ loves the church, rejoicing in her, protecting her, helping her grow spiritually, praying with her, loving her, embracing her. Oh, the joy of marriage, the joy of a godly wife is all part of this chapter here. And we're to rejoice there in who God has given us. Oh, may we be mindful of that. This is a busy week. We have homecoming this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, homecoming weekend. We're celebrating 175 years of God's goodness. God's mercy and God's blessing upon this congregation, upon this local assembly right here. If you're in the area, we'd invite you to come and be part of that with us. Friday night at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 9, we will have a Bible assembly. We've done this for several years. And we're putting together some Johns and Romans. Friday night from 6 to 9, Saturday morning from 8:30 till 12. And our goal is to assemble 15,000 of them. And we need lots of hands. Church family, I trust that you'll be on hand. Matter of fact, about 3 o'clock Friday, if you can come and join us at the church, we need some men to help us get the equipment off of the trailers. And we need some ladies to help us get everything organized, starting at about 3 o'clock. Dan and Kelly should be arriving then. So please come and help us if you can. And then at 6 o'clock, the assembly starts, 8:30 Saturday morning. And then Saturday night, men, we're having a special Burgers and Bibles, a time for fathers and sons, a time for old men and young men and middle-aged men. And we'd invite you to come. Dr. Mike Edwards, a dear friend, a pastor here in Virginia for many years now in full-time evangelism, will be our guest preacher. He'll be preaching Saturday night at 5:30 to the men. And then Sunday morning, we have no Sunday school, but a 10 o'clock morning worship service. Lots of special music. We'll have a report from Dan and Kelly Gill about the Seed Line Ministry, about bearing precious seed. We'll be dedicating those Johns and Romans that'll be going out. And then Dr. Edwards, once again, will be preaching a homecoming message. And then we'll have a covered dish lunch together. Bring some food to share, and we'll have plenty. Let me remind you, men, on Saturday night, the church is providing the burgers and the buns and the condiments and the drink. We're asking you to bring side dishes and desserts. Now, we've invited some other churches to join us. Can I encourage you to make sure and bring plenty of extra? We want to have lots of visitors. We want to have plenty of food. So you come and bring plenty with you. My wife's making several side dishes and several desserts. And to go along, pick up a couple of bags of chips or some cookies or things like that. And come and let's just have ample physical food. And then I know Dr. Edwards is going to give us some spiritual food, and your heart will be encouraged by that. May God bless you this week. If there's anything I can do for you. Oh, by the way, we visited Brenda Prophet yesterday, and Brenda's doing well after her bypass surgery. And things are looking good. Of course, there's a recovery time here, but she's thanking everybody for praying for her. Continue to pray for Connie and Bubba. Connie has 2 broken bones in her arm, not just one. They're not going to do surgery, so pray for her recovery. I think they're going to do some physical therapy, but she's in a sling and trying to manage everything around the house. I know they'd appreciate your prayers and your encouragement as well. Continue to pray for Jerry and Lenora. Ron Ferguson's mother has been in rehab. His father was taken to the hospital this week. Keep each of them in prayer. And if you know some other needs, reach out and let somebody know you love them. If there's a prayer request that I need to be aware of, please let me know. God bless you. Have a great Monday.